Israel appearing to downplay tensions with the United States after Washington confirmed halting an arms shipment to its partner last week over fears of an escalation in Rafah. The Israeli military reiterating both sides share a close partnership and will always resolve their differences.
הסיוע הוא חסר תקדים, השותפות המבצעית היא משמעותית, שיש מחלוקות ויש, הן נפתרות בחדרים סגורים באופן ענייני. אנחנו אחראים על האינטרסים הביטחוניים של מדינת ישראל ואנחנו קשובים לאינטרסים של ארצות הברית במרחב.
Israel's push into Rafah has raised global concerns over the fate of 1 million Palestinians sheltering there. Russia is urging Israel to comply with international law, while Qatar is calling on the international community to intervene. Doha is one of the parties taking part in a full-strength round of truce talks in Cairo today, alongside delegations from Israel, Hamas, the United States and Egypt. For more, Sarah Coates joins us live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, Israel brushing aside the halting of an arms shipment from the United States. But assuming that did happen, assuming that does signal any kind of pressure from the United States, could that change what's happening at truce talks in Cairo?
Hello there, Wei Su. What we can tell you about these truce talks and these ongoing efforts for a ceasefire and also for this hostage release is that the CIA Director, Bill Burns, he has just landed here in Israel. He'll be holding meetings with senior officials like the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He's certainly been one of the instrumental figures in really trying to push through this ceasefire and hostage deal. So it will be very interesting in the coming hours to see if he can make any headway with the Prime Minister Netanyahu. Now, the United States came out a little earlier today to say that it believes that these two warring parties, Israel and Hamas, may be able to find common ground, may be able to fill these voids and get over these stumbling blocks that we've really been seeing. But Netanyahu has come out to say that the current proposal that Hamas actually agreed to is very far from the minimal requirements that Israel wants. So certainly crucial talks over the coming hours. But Hamas has come out to say that this operation down in Rafah and may be complicating the situation, saying that this may be the last chance that these remaining 130 or so hostages can get out of Gaza. Now, this is really causing a lot of concern here on the ground. A little earlier today, one of the main highways here in Israel, the Ayalon Highway, it was blocked for some time during peak hour, with families of these hostages demonstrating on that road, lighting flares, calling on Netanyahu to do a deal now with Hamas. And just very briefly, the latest polls show that 56% of Israelis believe bringing the hostages home is more important than any military action.
So, meanwhile, we heard reports earlier today of Israel shutting border crossings into Gaza. Is there any truth to those reports? And if there should be, has that affected aid on the ground at this point?
Wei Su, I've just put a call into Israeli authorities, specifically COGAT, which is the coordination of government activities in the Palestinian territories. They haven't returned this call yet. But from what I am hearing, what I am seeing, the Kerem Shalom crossing, which was the site of this rocket attack on Sunday that killed 4 Israeli soldiers, it does remain open, despite a couple of media reports saying that it is not. Now, we also know that the Erez crossing in the north of Gaza, it remains open for humanitarian supplies. But the big one here, the lifeline here really for the people of Gaza, is the Rafah border crossing. This has been closed now since this limited operation, that's what the Israelis are calling it, began yesterday. And this is certainly of real concern, given that this is where a lot of humanitarian aid goes through, and also wounded people go out of Gaza and aid workers come in. So as it stands, no one can leave, no one can come in, and barely any aid is getting in at all.
Thanks for that update. Sarah Coates reporting live from Tel Aviv.